Coming to an end in southeast Portland as a protester trying to stop demolition of a century-old home gives up the fight. At 11 o'clock, everybody, I'm Jennifer Hoff.
And I'm Jeff Gianola. This was happening at a home on Southeast 35th in the Hawthorne district. Our Cor Harlan's been on the scene ever since that protester climbed up on top of the roof. It's over tonight, Cor.
Well, Jeff and Jennifer, that protester came down at about 9:30 tonight after the owner of the property told police he would agree not to press charges if he came down tonight. It marked the end of a fairly tumultuous day here, as you mentioned, in which about 20 to 30 protesters gathered here to try to save this old house from being torn down. As heavy machinery started tearing away the front porch of the house, one woman ran onto the property to try and stop it. Police were able to stop her, but not the man who got onto the roof of the house. And right now, that man on the roof is the only reason the house wasn't torn down.
Please help stop the fascism in America. They're destroying our country. No more condos.
Several people were led away in handcuffs. The demolition stopped. A protest goat turned up at the home demolition demonstration, and calm returned to the neighborhood. I learned today this house was sold earlier this year, and it's been empty for most of the summer. Been perfect home for squatters. Stefan LeBron is one of those squatters who says he's been living here for a month or so and doesn't want the place torn down.
We don't need just another condominium complex, you know, it could be very easily utilized. I mean, Portland's all about gardening. I mean, we could turn this into a whole co-op.
I wanted to know what merchants on the same block thought about the squatters and the demolition. Nettie Hayes is the manager at Jambo down the street. She says the house has been a problem since squatters started taking it over. She's sympathetic to people who want to preserve buildings and help the homeless, but she says protesting the demolition of this property is not the answer.
We can't continue to disrupt the community and try to make these people out to be bad guys when they're not. They're doing their job and they're doing what they have a right to do.
At around 9:30, the roof squatter came down from the house. He says he did it because police told him the homeowner would not press charges against him if he came down now. And he says his protest was more about homelessness than it was about preserving old houses.
Part of me wanting to take control of that space and use it for communal good is that I want to create more flexible options for people in different homeless living situations.
So as it turned out, the protester was more concerned about homeless issues than necessarily he was with the preservation of these old houses. The man with the sign there that you see holding, stop the demolition there, told me sort of privately a little bit earlier, though, that this is on a main commercial thoroughfare here. That is a very old house, and while this situation may not speak to a lot of other demolitions in residential neighborhoods, he suspects that this house probably would be a good candidate for demolition. Jennifer, Jeff?
Okay, Cor.